right. Well, hey, we're back on the Morning Brew with Friends, and we're talking with our new friend Ashley Pino, who is one of the competitors at the 2015 Miss Indian World competition. Yes. And we're just talking about your dress. This is beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
And you went to the Sandy Indian School, you said,
yes.
in Santa Fe, and your colors are yellow and purple. So you incorporated those into the
maroon and gold.
Maroon and gold. And you put those into your gown. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
So how did you get into competing in the Miss Indian World competition? And if you talk a little bit about it, because this is nothing like the Miss America competition.
Yes.
This is something entirely different.
Yes, I agree. A lot of the competition is based on what we know about our culture and who we are and what we've learned from our families and our community members. And how I really got into, I guess, running for Miss Indian World was I had decided in January that I wanted to run for Miss Indian World. I've seen, numerous Miss Indian Worlds growing up. I've watched the pageant, and they've always made me so proud as a young, Indigenous woman, and I kind of wanted to follow in their footsteps and trying to also inspire Indian country to, be positive and lead our communities into positive directions. So.
And how long have you been wanting to run it? Because I talked to your mom backstage, and she said you've been looking at this since high school.
Yes, I actually was contemplating running when I was a senior in high school. However, when I was a senior, I was 17, and I didn't turn 18 until May.
Is that the age limit?
Yes, 18 to 25 is the age. So when I was a senior, I was just a month off of running. So
that close.
Yeah, and so I kind of held it off because I left for school in California, and so I kind of focused on that for a while and figured, well, when I come home, I'll really think about it and give it a try.
Very cool. So what did you study in college? And where'd you go?
I attended the University of California, Berkeley, and I received my Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and Native American Studies.
Oh, cool. So does that help you, did that help prepare you then to become Miss Indian World?
I feel it did. It was just really nice to learn about, Indigenous history in general and understanding the different policies and laws that have affected our communities and the different historical traumas that our people have gone through and the effects that we still see today in our generations and how we can fix those in a way, find solutions so that way we can continue to move forward in our communities. So, and
it's things that don't just affect the Native American world too. It's things that affect the rest of the country. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you got surprised about to find out when you're studying that?
Let's see. Well, I think a few things. Well, because since I attended a boarding school, and I think it was really interesting to learn about that history, especially with Carlisle Indian School and what
best football team ever, right?
And to understand how the original implications of the boarding school, it was meant to assimilate our people and to get rid of our culture and our language, but now how I feel that we've kind of reversed that with current boarding schools is that we are teaching our kids to be proud of their culture, to learn their language. At the Indian school now, they have specific clubs for, like there's the Dene Club and there's the Kiwa Club, and those clubs, they actually try and host their meetings completely in their language. And so it's really awesome to know and understand that our kids are trying their best to learn their language and to speak it.
And you're from Acma.
Yes.
And what is the language of Acma called?
Karis.
And are you fluent?
I am not fluent.
Or conversational?
Yes, conversational. I'm able to understand and, to get by in what I can. But I try my best to continue to learn the language and to try and have more conversations because our language is, it's very powerful and it's great to know and to be able to conversate with our elders especially.
Right. Well, my grandparents spoke Spanish quite a bit. And when they passed, I lost it. Like they just, there was, you didn't hear it around anymore. It's hard to keep. How do you keep that up? How do you maintain
that? I think it's important just to conversate with your family, amongst your family. A lot of our language was spoken, at the dinner table, and, what they had said when we were younger is that that's a good place to speak your language because as you're eating, you're also taking it in and you're remembering. So I feel that's a good time to talk. But, just in general, saying hello, welcoming each other, thanking each other, different, whatever phrases you can get going within your family is really a good thing.
Yeah. So tell me about Miss Indian World. This is your first time competing on the big stage?
It is.
Now, this is the competition that you have to learn so much, and it takes so much preparation.
Yeah.
And it is pretty amazing because you have to learn everything about your culture and kind of become an expert on your own culture. Am I right? And you have to compete against young women from Canada all the way through basically to New Mexico and basically East Coast to West Coast. Am I right?
Yes.
And how many young women are here, and how does everybody prepare for this?
Yeah, I believe we have 21 contestants. There's 21 of us, and
All from different places?
yes, all from different places. And I think, well, how I prepared, I feel like I've been preparing for this since I was little. You know, was born and raised in Acma, and so I feel by participating in a lot of our cultural events and just being around my people is really what has prepared me. And I feel very happy and excited because it's all based on what I know and what I've learned from my people. So I feel like that's how I prepared. You know, I grew up dancing our traditional dances, and that's really where my heart is dancing. And so that's what I feel most comfortable doing. And so I feel this is something where I can express just who I am and where I come from.
So what are some of the things you had to learn for the competition? It's not like, because for the Miss Indian World, though it's a pageant, they don't put you on stage and ask you what do you want, and you say world peace.
Yeah.
You get up there and you have to say, you have to be able
Yeah.
to really talk about your culture. I know that there's some. Every culture has its own different things that they want the
Yes.
young women to learn. What do you have to learn and know for the Acma world? Clearly, it's dancing.
Yeah.
And the language. What else?
Well, I think with Acma, I think I've learned, I think mostly with the dancing and being able to really dance from the heart and to be able to, be comfortable. And because when we dance, we don't dance in front of just a small group of people, but it's usually in front of our whole community. And, when we're dancing, it's very important because it's a time that we can also pray for our people and for not just for our people, but for all people all across the world to make sure that, we're all happy, healthy, and that we're prospering to the best that we can. But I feel in terms of learning for this pageant, I feel like I've had to relearn, especially about like history, not just Acma history, but about Indian country as a whole, and how I was talking about the different effects and the different eras and policies, and just to, I guess, as a refresher and how those are implied in our communities.
Absolutely. Well, so I'm assuming you've been to the Gathering of Nations
Yes.
before, and that grand entrance is something everybody loves. Is this what you're going to be wearing for the grand entrance, or do you have other stuff?
Yes, I have a lot of different dresses, so I haven't decided which one to wear yet. So I have to decide very soon which color. It's, I think, mostly based on color for me. So. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. So, but maybe
we'll
see this dress again.
Very cool. And then so when you compete at the Miss Indian World competition, do you do a dance for the judges? How do you let them know that you've studied all of this stuff?
Yeah.
And how do you explain to them what you've learned?
Okay. First of all, we have a private interview with the judges. So at this time, this is the opportunity for the judges to ask us, a range of questions. And I think that's when I've been trying to prepare myself.
Yeah.
But it's a little difficult because I don't know what they could potentially ask me. It could range from anything. So that's one thing where they can understand, our beliefs and what it is we've learned growing up, or what we think about different issues pertaining to Indian country. And we also have our traditional talent night. So with our traditional talent night, we're all given 3 minutes to share with the judges and the audience, a portion of our culture and what we've learned. And
you'll be dancing?
Yes, I will be dancing.
Awesome. What's the dance you do?
I will be dancing the Acma Buffalo dance.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the dance with the Mark Ronson thing later.
Yeah, okay. I'll dance too.
On the Morning Brew with us. We're back with our buddy Steve Westman, who's I think he's got some high heels for me to wear.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna give that a shot on the Morning Brew with friends.